Hello everyone, how are you? Here to give you the match results for Friday Night SmackDown, a WWE main event for May the 6th, 2022. On main event, I did not get a chance to watch the show due to the Stanley Cup playoffs between the Toronto Maple Leafs and Tampa Bay Lightning. But on main event, I read that Apollo Crews lost to Tommaso Ciampa by the Fairy Tale Ending, and Dabba Kai, the big clumsy guy that's with Apollo Crews, beat T-Bar with a spinning side slam. Poor T-Bar. I'm surprised when WWE do more releases. You know it's coming. He'd probably be released, which is a shame because when him and Mace were a tag team, they were amazing as a tag team. I thought like they were destroying tag teams left and right. Then they split them up on the draft, and now you got T-Bar losing almost every week on main event. And Mace is now called Face, which is the stupidest name change I ever saw, heard of. And he's not even been on SmackDown. The only match he's been on SmackDown was a Battle Royal. And that was last freaking year. And actually, no, he was on the main WrestleMania Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal too, but he was quickly eliminated. So he's only been on SmackDown twice since he drafted SmackDown last year. And now, all of a sudden, I guess now he's called face with LA Knight and Mansoor, part of this stable on SmackDown, which for some reason they're trying out to see how fans like the stable. Well, the way they're doing it's not working. Like, if I'm watching on TV, I want to see the stable in action, right? But they're only doing it when SmackDown first comes on the show, like a dark match, or after the show ends, or during a commercial. Like, might get a commercial break on live TV after a segment. They'll be having a match in the ring, which we won't get to see. And that's the matches they put on, is that stable. Now, I want to see how the stable performs. I want to see them actually do something in the ring on live TV. So whoever came up with this idea of having the stable perform when SmackDown is not being shown live needs a slap in the face. It's not going to work for any reaction from fans watching on TV. Now on to SmackDown. SmackDown had 4 matches, folks. And 3 out of the 4 were really good. The only match I didn't like was Walter took on Drew Gulak. I was happy Walter faced actual talent. But Drew Gulak is such a great, talented submission technical wrestler. He should have given Walter a fight for his money. But instead, they had him lose within a couple minutes like a bug. Basically, Walter just squashed him like a bug. He applied a sleeper hold, and Gulak started fighting out of it, so Walter just powerbombed the holy hell out of him for the 1-2-3. Sasha Banks, the legit boss, with Naomi at ringside, took on Shayna Baszler with the Punisher. That's her new nickname now. And Natalya ringside. Really good women's match, folks. Check it out. It lasted like 15 plus minutes, which is amazing to see. It wasn't a short women's match like the other ones we get on TV for the past year. Unless it was on pay-per-view. Shayna applied an arm hold and then started wrenching on the arm. Sasha Banks broke free of it with elbow shots right to the face of Shayna Baszler. Tossed her to the outside of the ring and smashed her arm, one of her arms, over the announce table a few times. And then they got back in the ring, and Sasha Banks hit a bulldog of Shayna Baszler that hit a Mia Roar. Almost won the match with that 2-move combo, but Shayna kicked out after a 2 count. Natalya wasn't even doing nothing, and Sasha Banks took her out with her running her Corona through the ropes to the outside. Back on the ring, Shayna Baszler and Sasha Banks started pinning each other. Like, Sasha would pin Shayna for a 1-2 and half count, and the Shayna would flip over and start pinning her. Well, they were doing that back and forth, like a pinball machine. And Shayna was on top of Sasha Banks, pinning her, and Natalya grabbed hold of one of her legs. Or one of her arms, one of the two, and held her down so she'd be over top of Sasha, enough for a free count. After the match, this is where it got bad. Shayna Baszler was getting ready to stomp on Sasha Banks' arm, like the way she did to Naomi last week on SmackDown. As Natalya held Naomi in the Master Lock, submission hold. Now, I don't know if Natalya messed up here and she forgot to let go of the submission hold, or Naomi was being Naomi and forgot her time and where she was supposed to be at, because You watch, you can see Shayna pointing, like, come on, guys, like, what's going on here? And sure enough, after about like a 40-minute delay, Naomi got free and stopped Shayna from stomping on Sasha's arm. Like, I don't know who was at fault. There was either Naomi and Natalya. Let me know below who you think was at fault. Was Natalya forgot to let go of the submission hold too long? She had it on for too long? Or did Naomi forget she was supposed to stop Shayna from stomping on Sasha's arm? Then finally realized, oh crap, I'm supposed to do something. Sami Zayn took on Sensei Nakamura one-on-one. This was your main event on SmackDown. Great match. But this should have not been the main event, and I'll tell you why after I talk about the last match on SmackDown. This match came about when Sami overheard Nakamura talk about he's going to get payback on Roman Reigns and the Usos for what he did to him a few weeks ago. So Sami, of course, went to Paul Heyman and told him that Nakamura was talking about Roman Reigns and the Usos. And that, so he's told Paul Heyman, tell Roman, I'll take care of Nakamura. Great match. I enjoyed it. Back and forth action, high flying, action packed. Sami Zayn came off the top rope at one point, had a nice double axe handle. And then he went for it again and got cocky, and Nakamura kicked him right in the midsection when he was coming off the top rope. Nakamura went through at one point, went for King Sasuke, and Sami Zayn countered it into a Michikanuka driver. And man, the way Nakamura landed right on him, like right on the back, like right on his head, like just the way he landed. You could tell he was stunned in the ring. He did not know where he was for a couple seconds. But he still managed to kick out, which was impressive. At one point, both guys exchanged a punch and kick strike combo. That was amazing. Like Sami hauled off and smoked Nakamura right in the face. Nakamura answered back with a nice kick strike right to the midsection or right to the face itself. He kept doing it back and forth. Again, Nakamura went for King Sasuke, and Sami Zayn rolled out of the ring. So they started fighting outside the ring. Referee got up to like an 8 count, I believe it was. Sami hit Nakamura with a Alua kick. Then he ran in and won by countout. Nakamura didn't get in time. I want to see those two square off again. Maybe at WrestleMania Backlash on the pre-show. Like, SmackDown only has 3 matches booked. Raw's got 4 matches booked. So SmackDown needs to add a match, and that would be a good match to have, even if it was on the pre-show or on the main show. Yeah, I want to see Nakamura versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania Backlash. Make it happen, WWE. Now, the last match on SmackDown I'm going to talk about. This match should have been the main event, in my opinion. A tables match. It wasn't elimination. It was the first guy to go through a table on the opposite team. Lost. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods took on Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Awesome match, folks. Hard-hitting action. As soon as that bell rung, Xavier Woods squared off with Sheamus in the ring, while Kofi took her right to Ridge Holland on the outside. At one point, Sheamus was going for the Razor's Edge on Kofi through a table off the ring apron edge. And Xavier Woods stopped him and allowed Kofi to jump off the top rope and had a cross body on Sheamus to the point where they broke a barricade. That's how much impact and force Kofi Kingston had momentum coming off that top rope. Xavier Woods hit back-to-back drop kicks on Sheamus' knee, and then run drop kick knocked him to the outside. New Day grabbed the table and drove the edge of it into Sheamus' guts back-to-back. Then they caught Ridge Holland in the ring, coming at him, and delivered awesome double team. I think they kicked him 10 or 15 times, back-to-back with kick strikes, double team move on Ridge Holland and knocking him down. Kofi got cocky, folks. He started delivering the 10 beats of the Bowery that Sheamus does to Sheamus. Well, that pissed off Sheamus. And he delivered white noise on the ring apron edge. Oh, that looked painful, poor Kofi. Xavier Woods was coming. Sheamus caught him with that jump up knee he does. They were fighting again. Outside the ring, Sheamus was going to Alabama slam Kofi Kingston for the announce table. Kofi countered it. Got free, hit SOS on Ridge Holland, knocked him down. And then he was howling on to Sheamus on the announce table so Xavier Woods could jump off the ropes to put him through it. All of a sudden, Pete Dunne came out from underneath the ring. He attacked Kofi Kingston, started beating up on him on top of the announce table. That allows Sheamus and Rich Holland to regroup, long enough to grab hold of Xavier Woods and do a double team move for him through a table to win the match. I want to see those two guys, those tag teams, square off again. I want an elimination tables match. That would be cool to see. There you have it, folks. Definitely check out SmackDown. 3 out of the 4 matches were amazing to watch. I can't tell you how main event was because I didn't get a chance to see the matches, but after reading what I heard online, Apollo Crews Ciampa was a good match, but T-Bar and Double Double Car was terrible because of who T-Bar was facing. There you have it, folks. Too sweet. Bye.